GTA Online has its extended Black Friday update, of course, minus the actual Black Friday discounts, but we still have some remaining in-game. Either way, we have a very limited time left where players can claim 3 completely free vehicles, but of course, you need to act fast. You've only got a few days left to grab them, and in one case, even less. What's cool though is that Rockstar really isn't giving away just filler cars here. They have a nice mix that kind of spans across a tuner icon. We have a super high-end track monster. It's incredible. It's this one that you could see right here, as well as a luxury performance sedan. Each of these ones normally cost millions of dollars, and they serve totally different play styles, but in today's video, we're going to be breaking down all 3, discussing what makes them worth adding to your garage, testing them out on the track, and deciding which ones you should actually prioritize collecting before that timer runs out. And to be honest, what's great about this video is I didn't have time in my schedule of other videos last week over Thanksgiving to discuss these, so even if these are technically repeats for the second week leading up to the winter DLC, I've yet to actually talk about them and review them myself in a video, so I'm excited to be jumping into that here today. So thank you guys so much for tuning back in, and let's get started. Well, first things first is this vehicle. It's the LS Car Meet prize ride for the week, the Anis Urus, and in order to unlock this car, you need to place top 2 in LS Car Meet series races for only 3 days in a row to win this vehicle. When it comes to performance, you have slightly slower acceleration, especially for a tuner's car, because I don't know why, it's just heavier, so the acceleration, honestly, I mean, the game stats say slightly slower, it's moderately slower, like it's noticeable. 117 mile an hour top speed, not terrible. Really good grip in the corners and stable enough handling, but you get a little bit of oversteer risk. I'd say you get really good braking, and you know, you can be very precise with your movements when it comes to that if you want to like reposition the vehicle or something. It's very easy to drift with this car, especially doing burnouts, and you'll see that in just a little bit, something I didn't even realize because it's something I never really test out when I'm like basically just sitting at an intersection or something. And if you do want to take this thing off-road, it'll be surprisingly good as well. It's not an off-road car obviously, but it'll do just fine. You get a ton of customization options and pretty good liveries too if you're into customizing your car with those. You know, all the normal customization plus some interior stuff and just good control over how you want to make your car look. First off, in today's video, we'll jump into that Anis Urus. So, this is funny enough, in the segment of me recording this, the actual order, this is the last vehicle of the 3 we're going to be talking about here today, that I'm actually recording myself, but I'm going to put it first because I feel like it's the most important, because it's something that you directly have control over, besides the other one we're going to be talking about at the end of today's video. But this one you can get, luck isn't involved or anything like that, you just need to win a couple races and you'll be good to go, or just basically participating in them. So, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Off the line. I can say for sure out of all 3 vehicles we're talking about today, this has the most wheel spin at the beginning off the line. What's up with that over revving, just going over that hill? Why was that the case? I will also say, man, the handling, it's so strange. At slow speed, this car behaves like total crap. At high speed, it's okay. But man, that acceleration, dude, is painful. Compared to the other vehicles that I was actually reviewing today, I don't know, man. It's like, it's not a terrible car. I'm not the biggest fan of the look, honestly. I love Nissan 350Zs. I don't know about these though. Like this newer kind of one, I don't know how I feel about it. The look, it looks very bloated in the rear, and see that any sort of elevation change. I was going up a hill, so the car downshifted, and then it went flat again, and instead of just shifting into the next higher gear again, the car just held the rev. And that's hurting your racing, that's hurting your acceleration, that's gonna hurt your top speed because you won't even be able to reach it because you weren't shifting at the right point to continue accelerating. So why is that the case? And you can see I'm braking and then the car wants to slide in the rear. It doesn't really lose traction, it's not like loose, but as soon as you tap the brakes, then you lose all sort of control. It's got like very like bizarre handling. I feel like that's kind of been the theme of the cars I've talked about today. And again, I'm sure that's kind of weird hearing me say first because you haven't seen me review the other cars, but I sort of just went backwards in the recording order and felt like that would make it more interesting. But it's almost like you're listening to me have some foresight into what we're getting into. But I gotta say, when it comes to the 3 vehicles, like, this has really good customization options. If you're looking to get sort of a tuner's car, this is it. Can you use this in auto shop robbery finales? Like, it is an actual LS Tuners vehicle? I forget. I have to look at my notes and see. But all I know is that it's in my auto shop because that's where I put my Fast and Furious cars, my tuner cars in there. So I have the, you know, Anis What is it? The ZR350 in there. I have the Dinka Jester Classic. This is in there. What is the Honda S2000 in this game? I forget. The Dinka RT3000 or RT300? RT3000. Got that in there. I have it customized like Suki's. You know, pink one from Fast and Furious. The Innis ZR350. I have it in the red. Like, they're all Fast and Furious builds. But yeah, this one's cool. I mean, you know, it's nothing exceptional, but I will say it's growing on me as I'm driving now that I've been getting used to the performance and the handling. Let's see what the time is. 2 minutes 43, 2 minutes 44 seconds. Oh my gosh. This actually was on par with the third vehicle we're going to be talking about in today's video. So if you want to know sort of the times, this is not the fastest that we're going to be showcasing, but this is tied for the second fastest out of the three. So wow. Interesting, interesting. And obviously this paint job's kind of stupid. I'm looking at it now. It's a weird time of day. It looks better at like noon and when it's extra sunny weather and not like smoggy almost, because you can see it's very hazy out there. And sort of like mid-afternoon, late afternoon is very just strange when the sun's not at the highest point in the sky for this sort of like purple and whatnot. But this is the Innis Urus, ladies and gentlemen. Tuner's car that earns the name. Oh. Okay. Wow, this thing's really easy to just do burnouts in. Hold on, wait a second. Get these cars out of the way. Was that a fluke or can I just keep doing that? Oh my god. You can't really do this with many cars in this game. That's so cool. I love that. Okay, a neat little added benefit. You could do some street takeovers with this thing. Like, I don't even need to move the steering wheel. I could just do a burnout. Oh, hell yeah. That's so cool. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this car I absolutely love. It's the Innis S80RR. It's the podium vehicle for the week, of course, or, you know, of course, for this extended event. Super, super high acceleration, 123 mile an hour top speed. It puts it basically at the top of the supercar class and category. Superb handling, super sharp steering, great for all sorts of technical races. It stays completely planted on uneven roads. It has a ton of downforce and good enough weight to keep it attached to the actual pavement. Funny enough, it doesn't have suspension upgrades, meaning it can't necessarily be like slammed to the ground, but that also prevents clipping on the curbs and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And another good thing is it's only outperformed by the LM87 in speed with the speed glitch potential when it comes to the PC platform. Otherwise, the Innis S80RR is going to be like a top tier choice for endurance racing, circuit racing, things of the like. If you don't have the benefactor LM87, this is the vehicle you want to be pursuing here. Let's kick off the Innis S80RR, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy, I'm excited to see the time we're gonna set here, because when we were driving the Progen Emrys, or it was the Benefactor Krieger a couple weeks ago, I mean, that was the record time I ever set in a car on this, because that was one of the fastest vehicles that I could have reviewed for the LS Car Meet Prize Rides and Podium Cars. But this is a different story. So let's go 3, 2, 1, and a little bit of wheel spin off the bat, but this thing just revs so high, so it's no wonder. Once we get up to speed here, I mean, I'm sure this thing's going to be just wow. Look at the downforce on this thing. In the recording order, I was actually driving a different vehicle first for the sake of this video. This is the second one I'm driving, and so, whoa, this is performing so much better. But you need to carry that momentum through the corners, because if you don't, you're not going to get that downforce, and that is where endurance race cars, or just race cars in general, that's where they shine. They have lots of downforce, but only when you're traveling really fast. You're giving the car lots of throttle, and you just need that forward movement to get that downward force to stay planted to the road, so those tires can maintain as absolute much grip as possible. Now, I'm kind of nervous driving this thing because this car wants to go fast around every single corner, and of course you got to be mindful with a vehicle like this, because if you aren't the best driver like me, any small little error that you have when driving is going to lead to you totally crashing, ruining your time. But whoa, down this hill, you can see we're pretty much maxed out on the top speed right now. I'd love to see through this corner what it's like. I had to slow down a lot because that truck was in the way. People always ask me all the time, you know, why don't you turn the traffic off, make a dedicated race course for this? I mean, I could, and I could set better times, and I could practice, you know, do best out of 3 or best out of 5 runs, but that's not really the point of these videos. The point of these videos is just to show you how either good or bad this car is, what it's like when, you know, a normal player, average driver in this game is driving this car, just to get a feel for what the vehicle's like, because I'm not a competitive racer. I'm not the best driver in the game. I wouldn't even say I'm a good driver in the game, But I do like driving cars in GTA 5 and GTA 5 Online, and this is definitely one of my favorites. I just wish this had the Mazda 787B exhaust. It's not. This doesn't have it at all. It looks exactly like it, but it doesn't have it. The real 787B inspired car in this game is supposed to be the Anis RE7B, which is just so lame because that car looks nothing like it. That car looks more like a Toyota GT1 or something like that than anything. This really looks like the Mazda 787B or even the Nissan R90C, but you just can't get that beautiful green and orange livery for this thing. Whereas you could put it on the RE7B, funny enough. It's got the parody name, it's got the livery, so that's supposed to be the 787B, but this car looks like it, so I don't know why they made the other one that way. Hopefully we get an actual one in GTA 6. Let's see this going through. Amazing time. 2 minutes 33, 2 minutes 34 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. The Krieger did edge this out by about 2 seconds, but I'm a little bit rusty with the driving. I feel like if I really tried to practice, you could set an unbelievable time with the Anis S80RR. I mean, up there for some of the best cars to drive in the game, best for racing and circuit racing would be the Progen Emirates for last gen, and then definitely the Benefactor LM87. If you don't have the Benefactor LM87, the Anis S80RR is going to be your second best choice, and yeah, it just feels so good to drive. I mean, any sort of race car in this game, it's beautiful. I love this car so much. So, yeah, I mean, if you can get lucky and win this, you have more time to do so. So, good luck. And for our last vehicle today, we have the Ubermacht Revolter, and the reason I'm talking about it is because I haven't really had a chance to review it in a video yet. It's been free for the past couple weeks. You can get it for free off Legendary Motorsport, or you can pick it up from Luxury Autos and get this free Sessanta Nove monogram livery applied to it. I would just say be careful about changing the livery. I'm not sure if once you change it, if you'll lose it. But this car I purchased from Luxury Autos, obviously it was $0 there as well, but I wanted the livery. If you just get it off Legendary Motorsport and as an in-game website, you won't actually have the livery. I'm not sure if you can apply it later, because I'm pretty sure when it comes to liveries in this game, you need to own it in the first place in order to apply it later, and I'm not sure if this is like a limited time exclusive one, but I guess, you know, you can always just claim another if it works out that way. But either way, when it comes to the Ubermacht Revolter, pretty solid enough acceleration as well as speed. I mean, it's a four-door luxury sports sedan. It's a massive boat of a vehicle. It feels really heavy in the handling. It's not very nimble, and obviously any car that's more lightweight is going to be objectively better. But nonetheless, the braking is still very reliable. It's not class leading for the sports class. If you're just casually racing, I'm sure it's fine. If you're city driving, money grinding, it's just a fine vehicle. It's not going to be a top tier performer. If you're trying to be competitive, this is not the choice for you. But nonetheless, honestly, it's grown on me. Every time I review this here on the channel, I mean, the last time I reviewed it was when it was just a free vehicle or a discounted vehicle at either Simeon's or the LS Car Meet. But anytime I do talk about it, I don't like absolutely rag on it. It's not the best, but it's not terrible. It's kind of like the Ocelot Lynx in my opinion, that's also available. That's at the LS Car Meet as a test drive car for the week. Super expensive for what it is, but I love the Lynx even if it's just like mid and average performance, and that's kind of comparable to this car, although this is quicker around a track than the Lynx, I will say that. So unfortunately, as I was driving over here, I ended up bumping into a vehicle with the front left part of the Revolter, but I'm not sending it back to my mechanic and calling it back. We're just going to do the run. So let's just go 3, 2, 1, go. My stopwatch is going, taking off right off the line. This car hooked up immediately. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's okay. All right. First thing to note, that understeer right there. I don't even want to say it's understeer in the fact that, like, I mean, that kind of is what understeer is. Like, you're carrying too, whoa, and top heavy almost? You're carrying too much momentum, right? And so you're just plowing. That's really what I refer to as understeer in this game particularly, because you really feel it on a lot of vehicles. This guy's on a friggin' tractor on the road. That's crazy. I wanted to keep the monogram livery the same, because this is what you get if you get it from Luxury Autos, or of course, you know, you could just buy the car through Legendary Motorsport and get it for $0. But yeah, hooked up right away. It's got, you could see we're either fighting the understeer and fighting the not so great turning radius, where this car feels like it wants to plow if you're trying to take a corner really sharply. But then all of a sudden, you keep trying to turn, you're not turning because the car has understeer, and then it snaps to oversteer, and the rear end just completely loses grip. It's wild. We need a little bit of extra downforce or just a little bit of extra weight in the rear. This is going to be trouble. I'm going to wipe out right here. Oh, thankfully not. It's a fun car to drive in the sense that it doesn't feel awful, but like, as a sports car goes, the Revolter is just not really in the running for being like a competitive racer. That's for sure. It's not that kind of vehicle at all. This is just something to cruise around with, enjoy. It's not going to win you any races or competitions. Can you money grind with this vehicle and just drive around the map? I mean, absolutely. You could do that with basically every other car in the game. I also could be better at driving, right? I could have a better racing line and things of the like. But overall, I would say, you know, even if you're a 10 out of 10 driver in this game, you're going to get outclassed by other vehicles. And even the ones today, I mean, compared to the Inis Urus, I don't know. Compared to the Inis S80RR, that's obviously the absolute best one. All of them just feel different because they're all completely different vehicles. But you can see even through here, we're able to carry a lot of speed. There goes our first real crash right there. And the speed just isn't that impressive. Like, once you really get going in a straight line, this car is just so strange. It's like, I'm driving this right now, and I feel in a trance, almost. That's how I would consider it. I feel like I'm not actually driving a real car. I'm so focused in on trying to control the weird quirks that this car has, and I just can't. You can see how much trouble I'm having. I'm obviously pushing the vehicle too much. I'm not laying off the throttle when I need to, but either way, what's the time? 2 minutes 43, 2 minutes 44 seconds. I mean, not a terrible time for this car. I was expecting something like 250 or something like that, maybe even a little bit slower. But if we didn't have those little upsets, I mean, we didn't really wipe out, but if we just had perfect racing lines, this would have been, what, a 2 minute 35 second car? 2 minute 40 second car? Like, that's not bad at all, ladies and gentlemen. So performance-wise, I actually, at the end of it, seeing the time, I'm a little bit surprised with it. I would say overall, when you're driving it, it just feels a little bit strange to drive, but once you kind of get going and you drive around the map, I mean, I can't rate this thing poorly, you know, and especially when it's for free, and you can get as many as you want, at least until December the 7th. So make sure you do that. We are going to be wrapping up everything right here, ladies and gentlemen, so thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys can continue to enjoy this weekly update since we have an extension on it, and tomorrow you guys will see that yacht, you know, live gameplay review guide. We'll do the mission since I wasn't really able to do it the last week, and that is definitely the activity the players should be prioritizing before the new mansions and winter DLC update. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Definitely drop a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Check me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram for more GTA Online content outside of this YouTube channel. And I'll see you guys then. Adios, amigos.